Welcome to Bella Fountain TV. As you come in, please like the video and share if you can, please. Welcome everyone. Please come in, like the video, share the video. Today is going to be another 1 hour show, guys. So we will just crack on as soon as the music is over. We'll get on. Doesn't matter how many people we have in the house, we just crack on because we have other people who've got live shows, so we need to be on time. So welcome everybody. Welcome. Take a seat, feel comfortable, and let's have a great communication, great conversation, great discussion, guys. The pains is too much for me. Give me love. Please share as you come in, guys. Share, like. If you're my silent watcher, please share. Please like, guys, as you come in. The pains is too much for me. Give me love for the money where you keep from me, Lord. How is everyone doing today? Now one image. Thanks for liking. Please share, invite friends to join us, guys, please. 1 hour straight and we are out of here. Please like and share, invite more people. I want to know. Give me love for the money where you keep for me. Give me love for the money where you keep for me, Lord. The pains is too much for me. Don't you just like the message in this song? Give me love for the money where you keep for me. My family, they look up to me. The pains is too much for me. Give me love for the money where you keep for me, Lord. Please share, guys, as you come in, share. We are going to crack on as soon as the song is over. Please like as you come in, guys. For all my silent watchers who are watching and supporting in the background, please like the video and share the video, please. Right, let's start, guys. Let's kick off. Like I said, we're going to have 1 hour show and give room for other people to have their show and go and support those people who are also going after me. So welcome everybody. Welcome to Bella Fountain TV. If this is your first time here, I'm Bella, your host, your humble host. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time to join us live or your first time to actually tap on that subscribe button, I appreciate your every little bit of support. It means a lot. It goes a long way to boost the channel. And for my returning subscribers, you guys know your girl is always loyal. I appreciate you all. Your continuous love, your continuous support, your continuous motivation is the reason why I come day in, day out, light my camera, and I'm always excited to be with you all. So please remember, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to turn on your notification bell, tap on it and select all notifications, so whenever I come on live or drop a video, you will not miss a thing. So let's crack on straight on. You've seen the poster or the thumbnail. And the title for today's video is about long distance relationship. Please, as you come in, say hi so I know who's watching. If you can do that, if you're a silent watcher, that's still fine because I know a lot. Chubby Chubby, welcome, darling. Oh, Auntie Rosemary in the building. Auntie Rosemary from Asking for a Friend. Welcome, Auntie. I see you. Welcome, welcome. So today, BTV, welcome, darling. I see you. So today we're going to be talking about or discussing about long distance relationship. This topic is actually close to home because I've been in one. Okay, so I'll be expressing. We're talking about some of the challenges that we face in long distance relationship, and because we don't have the time to go through all of it, so I've picked a few that we can talk about today. Oh, Godwill, welcome, my baby bro. I see you. How are you doing? Welcome, darling. So we'll be discussing about some of the challenges and coping mechanism. Okay, but before we get into that, just one or two things I really want to talk about before we jump into the topic. As you all know, we will pick up on topic or subject matters that are actually trending and discuss it. So the first thing I want to talk about is this video or post I see on social media actually trending of a baby that was abandoned in the bush at the grandstand in Bamenda, I think in Bangui grandstand. That video or the post, literally, it's very heartbreaking. Okay, it's very heartbreaking to think that we are in the 21st century, yet we have situations like that. Okay, first of all, I have mixed feelings about the whole situation. When you look at it, I'm thinking, my God, Nola Mina, welcome, darling. Why would you, a mother, because as a mother, I can't even fathom the fact that I can give away my baby. Talk less of just abandoning the baby in the bush. Okay, I know probably you're hoping and praying. The mom was probably hoping and praying that, Miss Pepe, welcome, darling. I see you. Let's hear it because it concerns me. Okay, the long distance relationship, I want to assume, not the abandonment of babies in the bush. So I felt so bad, Imagine that a mom would want to dump a baby like that. I want to believe that they were hoping that somebody will find the baby, but the risk involved in the whole situation, I mean, it's a bush, anything could have happened. A snake, a dog, or something would have gone wrong. It's a new baby. It's a new baby, So my heart literally broke when I read that news or saw the video. It's really sad. Really, really sad. If you cannot look after a baby, we should avoid getting pregnant in the first place, because that's the main reason why we see people abandoning babies or committing abortion day in, day out. I will read this news every time. There are so many ways young girls or women can prevent themselves from, having unwanted pregnancies. There's so many contraceptions. You can do them. You can actually, the use of condoms. There's so many options out there. Why are we still going through this? Honestly, this is really sad. It's a very sad situation. I really pray to God that this child, because we know the child was taken to the nearest gendarmerie, and I'm hoping that immediate medical attention was given to the child, and the child should be looked after thoroughly. And even if you have to give away the baby, just place them in a safe place, like in front of a church, or a priest's house, or in front of another person's house, quietly, somewhere where somebody can find this baby immediately and look after them. And also the public, we need to realize that sometimes when we talk a lot and condemn people who cannot, look after babies, we push them to do things like that. Okay, as much as we want to criticize them for having a unwanted pregnancy, when it happens, we should be open. We should be open-hearted about it, welcome it. If they cannot look after the baby, let's not, judge them. If we can help, let's help. If we make our community feel like, okay, if I'm not able to raise this child, B can help me, I'm sure this can be prevented in some way. So I'm really hoping that situations like that don't happen again. Okay. So that's that. And another thing I want to talk about is respect. A lot is happening on social media, and not only on social media. Respect is something that is very important, and people don't understand how respect goes a long way. People take it for granted. Definitely, it's both ways. And I don't know the upbringing that some people have nowadays, that they feel like respect shouldn't be one of the values, that we should be practicing in our community. And it's very shameful. It's very sad to see. Okay. For example, you guys are here watching me. I appreciate every single one of you. It doesn't matter if you're here just for 1 minute or 2 minutes, just for the fact that you've spent your data to come and watch me. You're spending your minutes to come and sit here and listen to me. I have to appreciate it. Someone helps me, I will appreciate it forever. Regardless of our situations going sour, of our lives going opposite directions, I will always remember the good old days. I will appreciate that person. And I will respect the person for being there when I had no one, or for being there when I needed someone to be there for me. Respect encourages someone. It encourages someone to do, to do more. It actually creates a foundation for great relationship that people underestimate. We really need to learn to show each other respect on this social media space, because I see it for the past couple of days. It's very disheartening. The disrespect for their audience, the disrespect for your colleagues, the disrespect for people around you. It's very, very frustrating. Please, let's show some level of respect for one another. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. Okay, I just thought I'd pass that message out so people can understand that this is what is happening, and we have to be very cautious around this very topic. Okay, thank you. So now let's move straight into today's topic, long distance relationship. I know a lot of people want to hear, because I will be discussing my own life experience. Okay, I will be discussing. So long distance relationship, obviously, we are talking about partners or lovers or spouses who are actually in a relationship but separated by their geographical locations. So they are apart from each other, far away from each other. They are not physically living together. That's a long distance relationship. Personally, anyway, before I go to that, all right. So it's important to understand that long distance relationship can actually be deliberate, or I'd say planned, or unexpected. Okay, planned in a sense that, for example, somebody could sit, you're in a relationship, and for some reason your partner wants to get a job in another city, and you guys plan it, and that if he gets that job in that city, it would mean that he will have to move to that city, and then the other person will have to stay at home, or the home-based location. That's planned distance relationship. Unplanned distance relationship is when things just happen unexpectedly, and couples or partners are separated from each other. Regardless, even if it's planned or unplanned, the challenges that they face are all the same. The challenges that these long distance relationships face are all the same. And we can also discuss some of the coping mechanism and how to deal with those challenges. So I was in a long distance relationship with my now husband. We were separated for 9 years. So literally, we were apart from each other for 9 years. So I'm talking about, I've been married for 7 years now. It's very challenging, Ms. Pepe, very, very challenging. So I've been married for 7 years. So at the 9 years that we're separated from each other, plus the 7 years that we've been married and staying together. So that's how long we've been together. So it's been a long time, okay, with my husband. So we're separated. We're actually in a long distance relationship for 9 years. And I must tell you, it was difficult. It does not matter how much love you have for this person. It does not matter. Those challenges come. These are things that are, out of your control. You cannot control them. They exist. They will be there. People experience it differently, but you have common ones that happen to every single one of such relationships. Big Boutiques in the building. Our fashion king and guru. I welcome you, bro. I see you. Congratulations, Big Boutiques. Oh my God, how can I not remember this? Congratulations, bro, on your soon-to-be PhD defense. Congratulations. I hail you for that. Well done. So, like I said, I was separated for 9 years, 9 good years from my now husband. It was so challenging. So challenging because we started dating when I was at uni. I finished uni and I was doing my little, odd jobs here and there and little businesses here and there. And boom, it happened that I had to travel abroad. And I remember how, sad the both of us were, thinking, of the unknown, not knowing what was going to happen to either of us. Okay. But it had happened. We had to deal with it. So I had to move to the UK. And while in the UK, for the first year, I couldn't believe that we're not seeing each other. We couldn't stay together. We couldn't, the communication was so difficult. Okay. I remember that was 2009. So 2010, I was a student only doing like 15 hours work. I saved a bit and I decided to go home after a year. I remember my sister chastising me, or very upset that I've literally just arrived the UK. Why am I spending money to go back home? It's only been a year. But she would not understand. She did not understand at that point what was happening, because all I had in my mind was to go home and see my lover. That is all I had in mind. It didn't matter how much I had in my pocket as spare change. I just wanted to pay that flight and go home. And as a student, it's very challenging, for us. Thank goodness it was back in the days where the flights were quite cheap. Not now that you're talking about 1,002 or 1,004, sometimes even 1,006 to go home, which is roughly maybe 1.2 million to go home. So back in the days, it was about £600 to go home. So at least I could save and afford that. So my sister was so angry, not even understanding why I would want to spend money to go back home after a year instead of sitting and saving and doing something. But that was matters of the heart. Matters of the heart. I was missing my other half. I could not tell her that's the reason. I just said I wanted to go and see my parents. As much as I wanted to see my parents, I wanted to also go and see my then boyfriend, who is now my husband. Chubby. You're listening to all my little secrets. Yes. So I went, but I don't blame my sister, because she would not understand. Okay. She has not been in a long distance relationship. She doesn't understand the complexities that come with it. Oh, I see, bro. Okay. You've just asked you. That is still a great move. Our future Dr. Divine. Oh my God. Oh no, that's a great move, bro. That's a great move, regardless. In fact, claim it, take it already. You've already defended it. Bella is telling you, you've already defended it. So it doesn't matter. You're our doctor regardless. Now with the Chestam, welcome, Mama. I see you. So I don't blame my sister for actually, struggling to understand why I want to go home after a year. Not knowing that I wanted to go and see my lover. But that's how it is, because I was facing those challenges. And I had to look for a way to cope. And for me to cope was going home and seeing him and having that satisfaction, okay? And feel loved again and have that physical connection, because sometimes it's so difficult. Physical connection is different from when you're talking over the phone here and there. It's completely difficult. So talking about that now, let's look at straight away, what are some of those challenges that we face in a long distance relationship? The first one is communication. That's one of the biggest challenges that you will face. Okay, because you're first of all separated by distance, a wide range of distance. When you are together and you have that physical connection, it's easy to resolve difficulties or challenges that you may have, or misunderstanding in your relationship. Whereas in a long distance relationship, you have to maintain that emotional stability in your relationship. You have to ensure that communication is smooth, and it's very challenging. It's very challenging because in order to maintain the emotional stability, you have to be able to express yourself. You have to be very explicit in the way you pass out your feelings. If you're hurt, you talk about it. If something is troubling you, you talk about it. But like we know, in a long distance relationship, that doesn't happen all the time. people easily get frustrated. And in my case, when I get frustrated, I will do the silent treatment. All my ladies here, you know what I mean by the silent treatment. Fine girls things, welcome, darling, I see you. I will do the silent treatment. And the silent treatment, it doesn't help matter, because even though you're doing it, you're dying in silence yourself, because you really want to talk to this person, but you can't, just because of too much pride, or you want to do your big girls things, but you're dying in silence. But you're dying in silence. So that's one of the things that people face. And think about myself being here in Europe, and then my husband now, was then boyfriend, was in Cameroon. How did we communicate? Social media or technology, when it was good, it was good. When it was bad, it was terrible. When it was bad, it was terrible, because I mean, at least now we have Android phones. Back in the days, it was Nokia. And in the days of BlackBerry, my God, with the little keypads, just to type on a BlackBerry was pain in the backside. Ama TV, welcome, sis, I see you. So we didn't have many options, but we had to make do with what we had. So sometimes I want to talk to my boyfriend, then I'll call him my husband. Sometimes I want to talk to my husband. The network, my goodness, how frustrating is it when you're dying to talk to your lover, your better half. Let love lead. I see you, darling. This is my topic, long distance marriage. Show me Pepe. It's not for the faint. No, it's not for the faint-hearted, sis. I can tell you that, because I've been in it for 9 good years. 9 good years. I always give you shout out, but you know the response. Oh, fine girls thing. Is that to me, darling? No, I always give you a shout out, darling. I always do. If I didn't give you a shout out at one point, I must have missed it. Mommy CV Mensch in the building. My grandma mentor, I see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it was very frustrating. You know, sometimes you want to call, the signal is poor. You're trying to connect to maybe air your mind or talk about something that is bothering you, or just to feel that nice, soothing voice of your husband, but you can't, because the bloody network wouldn't let you speak. It's so frustrating. You can even have a high blood pressure, to be honest with you. That's the feelings I was getting when I couldn't reach him. That's the feeling I was getting when I couldn't reach him. I remember being on the phone. Sometimes my sister will get up in the morning and say, can you not sleep for a night? I will be on the phone for hours, whispering on the, doing Skype calls or Facebook Messenger, for hours without sleep, and my voice really low, just because I want Miss Pepe, you feel me, right? You feel me. This is how I was coping, hiding under the duvet so my sister wouldn't hear my voice. I'm talking at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. I'm talking, just because you want to, have that self-emotional fulfillment from your husband or your partner, and talk about the geographical location, time frame, the time difference. Now that kind of love is sweet. That love is so challenging. It's so difficult. It's so difficult now with the chest and sis, you have not been in it. And trust me, it's not easy at all. You'll be on the phone and sometimes you fall asleep without even realizing you've fallen asleep. Just because you want to make up for that physical absence. Just because you want to make up. And for people who live in different time zones, that's another challenge. That's another challenge, because you have to find the perfect time to communicate. Maybe the perfect time to talk to your partner, your girlfriend, or your wife, or your husband. It's maybe 2 a.m. when they are sleeping, or maybe they're doing a night shift, but that's your 1 p.m. in your African time zone or wherever. So that's another challenge that a lot of people face. That's another challenge, and it's very frustrating. It's so frustrating, especially to somebody that you so love. And when you love someone, you want to hear them every single day. Because I could talk to my husband like 10 times a day. For me, I could. My sister used to ask me, what do you guys really talk about? How can you guys talk for 3 or 4 times a day? What do you talk about? What do you discuss about? Those are the kind of things she will ask me. And I will laugh. Network problem, time difference, different work. It was crazy, Miss Pape. It was mad. I was always frustrated. Always frustrated. Right. So that's that with communication. The second challenge is that people would face in long distance relationship will be intimacy issue. intimacy, conji, as you guys commonly call it, conji. This is no joke. This is no joke, because in every relationship, especially for married couples, that physical intimacy is very important, you know, for the healthiness of the union. It's very important. That's why when even if you get married, the priest will tell you to consummate your marriage on the day. They will encourage you because they know it's absolutely important, especially for those who were celibate before their wedding. I don't know how many of you were celibate here, all the married people. How many of you were celibate? Be honest. How many were celibate before you got married? Christina Zara, welcome, sis. I see you. I cannot even to my way now my legal right to go punish long. That's what I mean. They're lovely. That's what I mean. Yeah, fine girl thinks that she was celibate before she got married. So I'm sure on the day of your marriage, you could not wait, or your husband could not wait for you to consummate your marriage. So it's very important, that intimacy. But in a long distance relationship, you can't have that. Literally, you cannot. Even if you're horny, you're dying to touch or feel, you can't have it. And it leads to frustration. It leads to emotional frustration. It leads to emotional frustration, intimacy starvation. Okay. And when somebody is starved like that, or feel, that intimacy is absent in the relationship, they become lonely. They feel lonely. There are certain things that, that they begin to feel, the emotions that they begin to emit when they have no intimacy in the relationship. The first, they feel sadness. Because trust me, when you're intimate, they say sex emits happy hormones. It's been tested scientifically and proven that when you have, intimate with your partner, it actually, you release these happy hormones. You release these happy hormones. That's why some people say when, they're intimate with their partners, after that, they feel very relaxed because they decompress, stress-free. Some people fall asleep immediately. That's what some people do. Okay, Lily. All right, darling. Some people, they decompress after being intimate with their partner. I just want to make sure I'm reading the comments from this phone. It's easier on this phone, so I don't have to strain. God forbid, I don't think I can be in a distance relationship because I like me cat love. Oh my God, sis. That's why I say sometimes it's unplanned. It just happened. You have to deal with it. There's not much you can do about it, like it was in my case. May God help me with Congo sis. I come 1 minute. Well, Lily, Miss Babe, it's only now with the long distance thing that I understand what my friend used to say that time of the month. Yes, it's not easy, Miss Babes. It's very challenging. I'm telling you, it's so challenging. Fine girls, things are very true. My husband, no. The morning after, I'm very active in the house, doing everything he didn't ask me to do for him. Exactly, that's what I mean. But imagine when you're separated from each other. Imagine when you're separated from each other, you don't have it. You're sad, right? But when after you had that intimate moment, people are so happy. People are relaxed. Even the problems that you had before, it would take away half of it. The weight would lift it off your shoulder by half. So yes, sex has a huge positive impact in the relationship. And so when you're in a long distance relationship, you're deprived of such benefits. And when you're deprived, you're bound to be, you're likely to be sad. You're likely to feel like, sexually frustrated. For some people, some people, when they're on heat, they are like crazy dogs. They are like crazy dogs. Some people who cannot get sex, they are really angry. That's why sometimes I remember my husband. Let me tell you guys this story. He'll probably kill me if he hears me say this. He's in the room. My husband will tell me sometimes, like, I'm just equating this to like, sexual intercourse. But in a long distance relationship, beauty queen, welcome, darling. When my husband and I, we had a miscommunication and we had a little fight over the phone because he was a teacher. When he goes to school, the poor students will suffer. because that aggression, he will transfer it to the students. He will transfer it straight on those innocent students. That's just the reality of it. It's like sex. If you starve your husband sexually, they would pass that frustration on someone else, same as the wife. Like my sister is saying, when she's, intimate with her husband, she will clean and do even things they haven't asked her. So it's the same way. So when we are in a long distance relationship, you can only imagine when somebody gets frustrated. Where do you think they're going to, emit that frustration? On other people next to them. So some people suffer. So some people, you have secondary victims of long distance relationship. Your friends will suffer because you're upset, you're angry, you're frustrated. You take on the aggression on them. Simple as that. It's simple. Okay, my husband used to say, Sue doesn't understand why he's so angry, but that's just because he's been fighting with me the night before over the phone, arguing. But that's just the reality of it. Sometimes when you lack intimacy, the one or both partners can become very clingy and very needy because they want that emotional attention, that emotional satisfaction, because that sex is missing in that relationship. And some people, they may actually, like lose that feeling. It's very dangerous. People understand. Long distance relationship, when you lack that sexual interaction in your relationship due to the distance, some people start losing feeling for one another. And that's the dangerous window where people easily cheat. When that intimacy is missing and they feel like they're lacking something. They feel like they're lacking something, and it opens the window. And if they're unfortunate that they've had a secret admirer, somebody walking at that point and talk to them, those people are likely to fall into that, demon, the cheating demon. That's the dangerous part in the relationship. Health and Zumba Master says, welcome. I see you. And also some people, when you are missing in intimacy, when you lack that sexual relationship, it's easy to lose that spark. It's easy to lose that spark. That's why sometimes for people who've been in a relationship for a long time and they haven't seen each other, my goodness, when they end up meeting each other, for some people, my man is telling me I have changed, that I have become a nag. You become a nag because of the distance. You become a nag, Miss Papes, because you're being starved sexually. He needs to understand that. And maybe he's also intolerant. That's why he's calling you a nag. Maybe he's also intolerant because he's also starving. Maybe you are not the one nagging. Maybe he's the one who is very intolerant. It's both ways. It's just both ways. So if people lose spark. So somebody, you've been separated from your partner, and then after a long time you meet each other. For some people, they look at their partner and thinking, oh my God, they don't look sexy anymore. That sexual appeal disappears. And it happens. It happens. Especially for those people, or women or men who, for example, you started dating just before you went away or went your separate ways. You were, Mr. Clean, Mr. All White, Mrs. Clean, Mrs. All White, fragrance here and there, lip gloss, looking all sleek. And because your partner or your husband or wife is away from you, you let go. And when they're coming to visit, oh, sorry, I thought it was a baby. Okay, coming this way. And when finally you get to meet them, the other person, you've let go yourself. You, the girl, you're not wearing the big granny pants, pineapple drawers. Those women, the pineapple drawers, my ladies here, those pants that we used to have back in the days with almost like a pineapple design a woman would wear in the dress or skirt, and you can see like really spiky outlook design, What am I thinking? This is crazy. Or the men, they've worn their celebs for 3 days. Exactly, Ama TV, you remember, right, sis? The pineapple pants, we used to call them pineapple drawers. And they were like knickers, they were like boxers. And some women will wear it. I'm thinking, oh my God, like literally, that would literally put a man off. It would turn a man off, those pineapple pants. I don't know why people wear. Stop and I know in a long distance relationship where you're going after you haven't seen in a long time, you need to spice it up. But people will wear their pineapple dress instead and turn off their partners. That's just the reality of it. Or the men, you come and see your man who's been wearing white, nice Calvin Klein or, you know, Dior boxers. You see them now, you know, wearing the same for 3 days. And you imagine sweating and their bum cracks and you have all those brown line around their bum cracks. That will put a woman off. It's a turn off. Personally, I will not even look in that direction. I will not. So these are the kind of things that can happen when you're separated from each other and lacking in intimacy. When you see each other, you could literally just, it's easy to lose that spark. Easy to lose that spark. Another challenge that people face please like the video as you come in and share if you can. Thank you so much, sis Health and Zumba. Yes, I'm glad you like the topic. So the next challenge or limitation that people face in a long distance relationship will be lack of trust. Lack of trust or trust and anxiety issues. Trust and anxiety issues. That's one of the most common ones. You know, you're in a long distance relationship. Imagine we are with our husbands, especially us women. We're still suspecting. We are sleeping with our eyes like that. So, but then when they're away, my husband is in Cameroon, I'm in the UK. I can't just get up and go. What's Benshu? Welcome, darling. I see you. Some people just exaggerate because they think they are more exposed and civilized than the person they left behind. That's true as well, Benshu. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Because when, especially for us who travel abroad and the other person is back home, you know, travel is education. You learn from traveling. And there are certain things, it opens your mind to certain things that you would normally not see if you're back home. So it's also fair to be patient with the one that's back home and tell them. That's why communication is important, and tell them what's wrong. So if they're wearing that, if your wife is wearing that pineapple drawers, tell them not to wear it anymore. It's a turn off for you. If your husband is repeating cheleps, tell them to wash it every day like they used to do. So thank you, Benshu, for that contribution. That's absolutely important. So trust and anxiety issue is very, very normal because people know that they cannot just get up and go and check up on this person. Any person, there's no one who's in a long distance relationship that will tell me that they have not doubted their partner at some point. Lies. And then you are lying. Because every single one of you guys can attest, all my sisters and brothers on this show watching me, you can attest to the fact that at one point in a relationship, you had some doubt, you had some trust issues, you were very anxious, you're worried if he still loves you, if he's with another woman, you're worried if she still loves you, if she's with another man. Because I can't tell you guys the number of times my husband will call me and say, oh, I hear, you know, Romo, that you're with a white man. Oyibo, I hear rumor that you're with a white man, that you're already married to a white man, and people also go and tell him that, oh, stay there, I'm wasting your time. She's already off with a white man. Stay there, I'm wasting your time. Don't go and get married. I'm waiting for a girl who is already living her life. So people don't help matters as well with the trust and anxiety issues. We already have that to deal with. People just add on top of it and make it even worse. Because I remember an instant, just to tell you, this is even before I traveled to the UK, because my husband and I, we met when I was at second year uni back home. So I was in Boya, he was in Bamenda, because that's where he was based. So that was already distance. So I've been if you want to literally add everything up, I've been in a long distance relationship with my husband. I was in a long distance relationship with him for 11 to 12 years. So we've been together for almost 18, 19 years. It sounds like I'm old, right? We've been together in totality for that long, 18, 19 years. Oh my God. I need to clap for myself. I need to clap for myself. So when I was in Buea, so we started dating, I was in second year uni in Cameroon. He was in Bamenda and I was in Buea. So I remember an incident that happened. What, you strong? Oh, not really chest up chest. I'm not asking me how I did this, but it happened. Yeah, we've been together for almost 19 years, you know, and we're in a long distance relationship for 11 years. 11 years. Yeah, because we've been married for 7 years and staying together, but almost 11 years in this long distance relationship. So 18, 19 years, sort of. So while I was in Buea, my husband had a very jealous ex-girlfriend. So he actually called my husband because she still had feelings for my husband. Oh, you kill me if he hears this. I have to say, because that's why I said this channel, I will share my experiences, the experiences of others, and the experiences of, you know, I see on social media. So this topic is really close to home because I've been in it. So I'm sharing most of it, my experience. So this very jealous ex-girlfriend then rings my husband because she still had feelings. She'd been trying every possible means for them to get back together, but he would have none of it. You know, he already had his eyes set on me. Where's peace person? Okay, so then he called my husband one night and said to my husband, oh, you are there, you know, falling for this girl and hailing her and thinking she's the best girl in the world, you know, and this and that. Yes, she is in another man's house. I see her. She's just going into another boy's apartment. She's dating this person, so and so. Jesus will not try, or we have just been apart. Oh my God, Miss Pepe, I carry medal. Cameroon Career Women needs to give me an award for the most long distance relationship couple in 237. Mommy Brie, I need an award. So yeah, because peace person knows my husband very well. She knows my husband. So this girl rings my husband in the middle of the night. In the middle of, yes, I need an award, Miss Pepe. Am I lying? Don't you think we deserve an award? We do. So this person calls my husband, this ex-girlfriend, jealous ex-girlfriend, calls my husband. Ah, Auntie Rosemary says, yes, I deserve it. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you for having my back. I appreciate that. If you say that, then Mommy B has nothing else to say but to give me this award. Thank you, Auntie. So this jealous ex-girlfriend, I'm being very cautious of the time because Auntie Rosemary has a show at 8 o'clock, so we have to leave here and go straight there. This jealous ex-girlfriend calls my husband in the middle of the night and says, here I am with another a boy in another man's house. He should forget about me because I'm not that good girl that he thinks I am, and this and that. My God. And of course, any man would, you know, be hyped up. So my husband then rings me and like, where are you? Where are you? I was like, I'm sleeping. And he goes, what? I said, I'm sleeping. I'm in my room here. I'm sleeping. And he could hear I'm sleeping. He said, what do you mean you're sleeping? Because so-and-so just told me you're actually sitting in another man's apartment, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God, please, not now. I am sleeping. I cannot deal with this. I'm here. You know, this is my balcony. If you want, I will go knock on my next door, my friend Alicia's door, so you can talk to her because I don't know where this is coming from. And then he goes, you know, this person told me that she's seen you with so-and-so person. I was like, this is crazy. You know, that could literally, if my husband did not trust me enough, it would have literally ruined our relationship. Needless to say, literally, he paid a bus to come and see me. The following week, he was in Buea. The following week, the next week. Okay, I suppose he was thinking, you know what, if there's somebody who's trying to come around here to come and disturb my territory, I need to come and establish myself. So he literally paid a visit the following week to come and see me. So things like that do happen. And myself personally, I used to call him, you know, later on in the years when he was back home. I used to call him when I was here in the UK. I would call him at night. I say, where are you? He says, I'm at home. You know how we women operate. And I'll just turn it to a video call. I said, I'm calling you on video. Switch it on video because I want to see if there's a woman sleeping at the back of the bed. Oh, this is embarrassing. But that's just the truth. That's just the truth, honestly. Yes, no, Auntie Rosemary is coming. She's going after me, Nawidi Chester Muma. She has a show Tuesdays at 8. At 8. So after me, she's going straight on the show. But yes, Auntie Rosemary, just announce it so people would know. So we can all mobilize and find ourselves under your show. So yes, so I will switch it off, and that's because of the lack of trust. I will switch off the video call so that I can see and make sure that my husband is with nobody. Okay? It's with nobody. Call it, some people think, oh, it's lack of confidence. It's not lack of confidence. When distance is involved, that has nothing to do with confidence. All we need in distant relationship is thick skin. Honestly, Bengshu, honestly, if you don't have thick skin, you cannot survive it. Trust and tolerance, yes. So all of these are the kind of things that you will face. And even sometimes I'm frustrated when my husband is out with his friends and just drinking, like a harmless social outing. And I call and I can hear music and people talking. Immediately I'm thinking, oh, there's going to be another woman maybe going after him. There's probably going to be another woman going after him. All those little things, you know, all those, you're welcome, Auntie Rosemary. All those little things playing through my mind. And I was even getting frustrated at times. And he would tell me there are times when I will call and he's in an off license. And because he knows I'm going to be frustrated or start having doubts in my head, Jinken Don, welcome, darling, I see you. He will literally come out of the off license, run, and go to a quiet place to take my call just to keep me calm. I thought that was very nice of him. Okay. Some people would think, oh, that's madness, but that's just because he wanted to keep his lady happy. Because he knew if I heard music booming, I know, oh, my husband is somewhere enjoying life. And you know the wild girl, the wild wolf in the name of girls, side chicks, they will come and take over. They will, at the slightest chance, they will take over. Wahala for who marry fine man. Wahala for who get fine man. And that's, we have sleepless nights. Okay, so that's how it works. To be honest with you, he will run out of this place and go. Close your ears to hear says, oh yeah. Because if we didn't close our ears to hear says, trust me, I don't think my husband and I would have been married now. Especially him. He heard all sorts of stories. All sorts of stories. He even almost punched a guy in the face because the guy was saying, oh, you're a frustrated person to think, or you're delusional to think that this girl is going to come all the way to marry you after all these years. But we stood the test of time. People were shocked when our wedding bell was called. People were shocked. People were shocked. But a lot of us, my community, were rooting for us. So a lot of people were pleasantly happy for us that we ended up getting married, because it was a relationship that aunties and uncles knew in the quarters. You know, these two young kids always together. People really rooted. To be honest, I'm very lucky in the relationship that I found with my husband. So that's trust and anxiety issue for you. That happens in long distance relationship. And then ambiguity as well. Ambiguity in the time frame to close that distance can be an issue. If you're in a long distance relationship, if you guys don't communicate and talk about the possible time frame where you can actually come together, there's likely to be trouble. There's likely to be trouble, because it's almost like it's an endless journey that you're walking on. And that can literally kill the hope in any relationship. It can literally ruin the interest that you have for each other. Miss Perry said that's why it worked. We thank God it worked, sis. We thank God it worked. There are a lot of people that like confusion in people's relationship. Oh yes, trust me. My husband, he heard all sorts of things, but he stood his ground. Same, likewise me. So if you don't keep a time frame where you need to come together, you're likely to have issues, because people are like, like the blind leading the blind. What's next? Are we just going to continue living in a limbo, not knowing when we're going to come together? So it's good to communicate the time frame where you feel like that distance can be closed. Because there was a time where I was thinking, oh my God, if I literally can't, make things happen for my husband to join me, I'm going to pack my bags and go home. And so we communicated. We kept talking to each other to, be realistic of the time frame as well. It's very important. And so those are some of the challenges that we face. Okay, those are some of the challenges that we face. Now we talk about how, some of the coping mechanism in this long distance relationship. How can we cope when things like this happen? First, like I said, set realistic time frame. Tell your partner, tell your wife, tell your girlfriend, I'm going to study. Hopefully within this time frame, we can get together. If it's possible for you to travel like I did, saved for my first year as a student just because I wanted to go and see my husband, do it. Create that time. Make that sacrifice. Go and see them and visit them. Have that connection, because just going there, you reconnect. You maintain that flame in the relationship. That spark is absolutely important. Secondly will be, and also when you talk about that time frame, it gives you hope, something to look forward to. You feel like, yes, let me just persevere. Okay, let me persevere. We are going to be together a happily ever after. It gives you that hope. So it's very important to communicate. Even if that time frame comes and it doesn't happen, re-strategize yourself. You know, think about things forward. What next? It's very important. Secondly, allow communication to flow naturally. For some people, some couples, they set like fixed times or fixed days where they can communicate. That to some extent is good, but then it makes the relationship robotic as well though. But it's also good in the sense that at least you know, if you're living in different time zones, you can give, you can allow time to talk to your partner, to communicate. And it's very important that as a partner, you're there emotionally for one another, because you can't be there physically. So you need to be emotionally available for your partner. Emotionally available for your partner. So when you have a fixed time, make sure you commit to it. For example, you guys talk maybe once a week on a Sunday. Make sure you stick to it. If you speak twice a week, make sure you stick to that. If something is going to happen that you cannot communicate for one reason or the other, make sure you pass on an early notification to say, I cannot make it. Communication is the key. Because if you cannot, communicate, that relationship spark can easily fizzle out. The other person can feel like you really don't care anymore. Whereas maybe you're caught up with one or two things, your schedule may have changed, especially for us in the diaspora. That's why it's important to communicate. Lastly, I would say for some people, once a week, for some people, personally, I've told you guys, it was me 2-3 times a day. 3 times a day. Thank God for Wi-Fi. Thank God for Wi-Fi. My poor husband, his little teacher money that he was getting, all data for Bella, because I had to call. He needs to be connected on Messenger, even though the network was mad, but he had to connect. So while I had free Wi-Fi, the poor guy had to struggle to put data to talk to the wife. That's just the reality. You have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. And his sacrifice paid off. I want to think so. So that's just it. Okay. So the last I would want to say, and there's no shying away from this. There's no shying away from this, because most of us have done it. For people who have that sexual deprivation, people would do dirty talks over the phone, romantic talks over the phone. Jinke Don say, yes, my husband is in another state. We talk early in the morning before the children go to school, after they come back from school, and night before they go to bed. Oh, that's beautiful schedule. See? And it works. That's what I mean. You have to plan it, because if you don't plan it, it's about working together and commitment. Exactly, Auntie Rosemary. That's a beautiful point. A beautiful point from our own auntie, who is well experienced, and a seasoned auntie among all, so we can benefit from that experience. So communication is very important, because that's the only way. Otherwise, if your husband is working, you're calling him and he doesn't take it, a fight will ensue. You think, oh, he's ignoring you, or he doesn't place importance in you. But no, that's just because you haven't planned your communication schedule. It's very important. So lastly, like I said, people do dirty talks, people do sexual videos, people do sexting, if you guys know what I mean by sexting. So you're texting each other, but like almost like you're being intimate through text. That's what some people do to cope. Some people send their nude pictures, something which I would say no to it. I will always say no to nudity, because trust me, when the good is good and you send those nude pictures, when the relationship gets sour, love can easily turn to hate. And when there's hatred involved and somebody is bitter, they will forget about the good old times and they can release your nude pictures. So that's one thing I always say, do not do it, married or not married. Avoid it. You can do the sexting, you can do your whatever thing, but not the nudity. That's a recipe for disaster. That's the recipe. I always think to myself, I remember my sister would always talk about the nudity thing, my senior sister. Freelancer, welcome, darling. You come on, we're just closing. My sister always said to me, you have to be very careful. You don't want to send no nudity to somebody, nude pictures to somebody, because you never know tomorrow. You may not end up with this person. Tambe Esther, welcome, darling. You may not end up with this person at all. And who knows, tomorrow your career can just, skyrocket to a different level. You can become a delegate somewhere. You can become a manager somewhere. You can be a director somewhere. And there's a boy somewhere in a village somewhere who has your nude photos on his phone. And before you know it, you're being blackmailed to release monies. Otherwise, your nude pictures will be all over the internet. And we live in a global world. We live in a global world. We have friends and family members all over the place. So nudity is a no-no. So it's on that note that we're going to round up today's topic. So we've talked about the challenges or the limitation of long-distance relationship and how we can cope. And I pray and I hope that some of my sisters and brothers who are here, who are still in a long-distance relationship, can pick on some of these tips and implement the ones that they can implement in the relationship to make sure that it works. And hopefully they can also learn, and then they can manage a relationship and be blessed and last longer, like I did with my husband for almost 17, 18 years. So thanks to everybody that's watched me today. I appreciate you all for your attendance. Please remember to like the video as you go out and share if you can. We're going straight away. Thank you so much, Miss Pepe. I really appreciate you for being here and contributing. Thank you, Mommy CV. We're going straight to Mommy Rosemary's show now, because she's having a show as well to support her. So thanks, everybody. I'm just going to give a shout out as we exit. I'm going to give a shout out to everybody as we exit. It's important. I appreciate you all. So now we the Chester, Muma. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Pepe. You do well as well, Miss Pepe. I'm still waiting for my Cameroon Career Women Award for the longest distance couple. Now with the Chester, Muma, thank you so much for always being there, Miss Pepe. You've been fantastic. Fine girls things. I appreciate you, sis, for being here. Beauty Queen, thank you. Chubby. Thank you so much. Health and Zumba Master, sis, I appreciate you so much. Ama TV, thanks, sis, for always being here. I appreciate you. Thanks for the contribution. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Auntie Rosemary of Asking for a Friend, thank you, Auntie, for being here and supporting your baby, sis. I appreciate it. Jinken Dawn, my #1 supporter. Thank you so much, darling, for being here. Who else have we missed? Tambe Esther, Freelancer, Mommy CV, Mensch, God will. Thank you so much, my baby bro, for being here. I always miss you when you're not here. I hope you're doing fantastic. Thank you so much. Faith, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Thank you all so very much for taking your time to spend it with me this evening. It means a lot to me. So I'll see you on our next show on Thursday. Until then, stay blessed and enjoy the rest of your day and evening for those who are in a different time zone. Love you guys so much. Goodbye. Let's play the music and exit. Bye, Freelancer. Bye, Lily the Lily. Bye, guys. See you. Let's meet in Auntie Rosemary show, please. Love you, sis. Now we the Chester. Bye, Muma. Hey. Jehovah Abba Father, I want to know. Hey. Bye, guys. Love you guys so much. Sika money. Oh, every child is a blessing. Welcome, sis, and goodbye. We are closing, darling. Hey, give me love for the money waiting from for the money waiting for me. Boss Baby TV, my baby, welcome and goodbye, baby sis. We're closing. Bye, Chubby. All right. Every child is a blessing. If you need help, please. All right, sis. I tell you, Lily, will attend it big time. In front God's now one image. Papa, what's in our image? There you are. I know you badly. I know you so well. You didn't even hide on dig you. Case dismissed and acquitted. Hey, welcome and goodbye, darling. Let's go see Auntie Rosemary and support her place. Hey. Bye, guys. Love you all so much. Bye. Thank you, Jink and Don. Thank you so much, sis.